I want to talk about hypnagogic images. So this is going to be a full and comprehensive video on hypnagogic images. I'm just going to tell you everything that I can think of whenever it comes to it. And I'm going to go over all relations to hypnagogic images and basically anything I can think of. So, you know, hypnagogic images are those images that you see before you go to bed at night. Maybe some of y'all don't pay attention to them, but if you're watching this video, well, I would assume you figured out about them and maybe know a little bit about them and probably have seen them. So everyone has them. They progress in stages. They start out as, like flashes of light. Then they turn into 2D images and then 3D images. So and then eventually they can transition into your dreams. A lot of people don't know this about hypnagogic images, but hypnagogic images are the same thing as whenever you create mental images in your mind in the waking state. Like daydreaming. But so the thing about dreaming is that you're tuning out reality, and then your brain is creating an alternative picture of reality. Well, you can do that in the waking state, but you just have to tune out reality. And Temple Grandin, she talks about this. She calls them fixations. And fixations are essentially it's like projecting an image out into to your plane of space. You can even change objects. I can make that TV something else. I put a cat right there and, remove the TV. I know it sounds crazy, but you do it every night whenever you go to sleep. In your dreams, you can feel every sensory modality. What I'm talking about is touch, smell, taste, hearing, pain. You can even feel pain. And what's interesting about that is pain is processed by separate pathways than touch. So, it's received by separate pathways than touch. And did I miss anything? Hearing, smell, taste. So you can recreate all these things in your dreams, but you can also recreate all these things in your waking reality. But it's like a skill, It's harder to do in waking reality than it is to go do in your dreams. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's not always such a good thing, like tuning out reality. But if you can recreate mental objects that are representations of what you're trying to study, it can make life a lot easier. I do it every day, plenty of people do it. A lot of people don't understand that many people think very different, but we all have these capabilities. Like some people hardly ever use an internal monologue. Like my brother, he'll tell me, I can say things in my head, but most of the time throughout the day I don't. And if I do, it's just like one or two words here or there. And so there's different, but basically what I'm getting at is any sensory modality can be recreated. But it's just a lot easier to do in dreams, because in waking life, you you have all this stimulus that your brain uses and interprets, so it doesn't have the mental capacity to recreate things that aren't there. While in your dreams, you disassociate from everything that's going on around you. You forget about your waking body, and so you're able to recreate all sensory modalities. Like what we got going on right now, I can see my face in this camera right now, and I can see my hand, but it's just a representation of my hand that my brain created. Does that make sense? So you can recreate those things and make them different. But it's like, since you have the stimulus coming in, your eyes aren't closed and your muscles aren't paralyzed. Because whenever you're in REM sleep, you know that your muscles are paralyzed. So REM sleep is actually the only stage of sleep where your muscles are paralyzed. And that happens, well, it allows you to act out your dreams without acting them out in waking life. All of the things that you're doing in your dreams are getting coordinated in your brain, but there's an inhibitory signal that's blocking them from getting sent down to your body. So now I'm going to talk about sleep paralysis. I don't know, some of you may have never had sleep paralysis, but a lot of times the case is really that you just don't remember sleep paralysis. And also, I'll tell you this about your dreams. Your dreams are extremely vivid. They're more vivid than you recall. They're about as vivid as waking reality. Like you can see the contrast in this image, and that's, your dreams have about the same contrast in general. Especially whenever you're like full on dreaming. I'm going to expose a myth about dreams. Some people are like, oh, dreams only last a few seconds. That's not true. Dreams last longer and longer throughout the night. Your first dream, well, your first REM cycle might be like 2 to 6 minutes. And dreams don't just have to be on REM cycles, but in general, that's whenever you experience them, because that's whenever the muscle paralysis takes effect. And then your last dream might be like 30 to 45 minutes. And that's like through like anywhere from like 4 to 6 REM cycles. So in conclusion, that's my video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I know a lot about this, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions, and also it'll give me ideas for future videos. All right, thanks guys.